Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm back, says Chamisa. Well, I think many Zimbabweans out there will not be surprised to hear that. It was just a matter of time. In January 2024, Chamisa resigned as president of CCC and took a long sabbatical from politics. The reason for that was very clear. He did not want to be held accountable for having lied to the people of Zimbabwe to get them to participate in the flawed elections. He is the one who assured the nation that he had plugged all the vote rigging loopholes to stop Zanu PF rigging the elections. Zanu PF rigged the 2018 elections, the 2013 elections, and every time people have said, we cannot keep on participating in flawed elections. We need free, fair, and credible elections. The rules are there to ensure elections are free, fair, and credible. And what is the point of having the rules if when they are broken, you do nothing? When it comes to failure to hold free, fair, and credible elections, Zanu PF is responsible for it. But we have got to understand here that it takes two to tango. Zanu PF knows that it can ignore the rules, break the rules for free, fair, and credible elections because the opposition will participate in those flawed elections no matter what. There is the catch. And in the case of Nelson Chamisa and his friends, they have assured the people of Zimbabwe again and again that the opposition would win the elections because they have devised ways of winning rigged elections. In 2018, it was none other than Chamisa himself who said MDC Alliance has stringent measures to stop Zanu PF rigging the elections. When people asked him, what are those stringent measures? He would not say, we don't want to forewarn Zanu PF. And yet, the day after the voting was done, he was the one coming out and saying the elections were rigged. He never bothered to explain why he had said it's stringent measures. What happened to the stringent measures that he had put in place to stop Zanu PF rigging the elections? Come 2023, he said the same thing. I have plugged all the vote rigging loopholes to stop Zanu PF rigging the elections. Hashtag God is in it. He even evoked the name of God. And yet, the day after the elections were done, he once again acknowledged that Zanu PF had rigged the elections. course, the nation had absolutely every right to get him to sit down and explain what happened. We can't keep on complaining about rigged elections when we are the ones who keep on insisting that we have devised ways of winning rigged elections. We are the ones who keep insisting in participating in those flawed elections. This time, Chamisa decided to take a sabbatical. He surprised everybody by announcing that he had resigned as president of CCC and was leaving politics. And now he's back. No doubt he thinks that many people have already forgotten that he lied to them to get them to participate in flawed 2023 elections. Here is Chamisa promising that he was going to form the cabinet. CCC was going to win the 2023 elections.
Makorokoto Zimbabwe nokuti hakuna munhu anomira kana denga raronga plan. Denga raronga plan, denga harifoiri. Plan yaMwari haifoiri. Ini ndatanga kugadzira cabinet. There is no way we are not going to form a new cabinet. There is no way we are not going to have a celebration. There is no way we are not going to have an inauguration. Let's start preparing for our inauguration. Let's start preparing for our celebration.
Well, he was lying. Here is one occasion when somebody, in this case here, the BBC reporter, took him to task on his lying.
Ende patakasangana na Trump akatibvunza naye akomana mari yamuri kuda kuti nyika ifambe imari.
Serious questions were raised about your behaviour in Washington, D.C. You did see some senior people on Capitol Hill, some Congress people, but you also claimed that you'd seen Donald Trump. You claimed you had a conversation with him in which you said he asked you how much you needed to move the country forward. You told him $15 billion, and he said to you that he would provide the money if you won the election. That was not true, was it?
Sangana na Trump akatibvunza naye akomana mari yamuri kuda kuti nyika ifambe imari.
It was not true that you'd seen Donald Trump and that Donald Trump indicated to you that he would provide, if you won the election, $15 billion.
All those statements were said by other people, not what I said.
Kasangana na Trump akatibvunza naye akomana mari yamuri kuda kuti nyika ifambe imari.
Well, no, because there is a video which shows you at a rally in January back home in Zimbabwe saying that Donald Trump had pretty much promised you $15 billion. To be clear, because some people in Zimbabwe are still confused, you're now telling me you did not meet Donald Trump.
We did not.
Well, the truth of the matter is, Chamisa is back. And guess what? He is going to tell the people of Zimbabwe that he is going to win the 2028 elections. He will claim, as he has often done, that he has got ways of winning the elections without even one token reform implemented. After 45 years and counting of rigged elections, I think the people of Zimbabwe must wake up to the reality that we need free, fair, and credible elections. These idiotic lies of the opposition winning rigged elections are just that, idiotic and lies. I think the people of Zimbabwe should take Chamisa to account. He must account for having lied to the people of Zimbabwe to get them to participate in flawed elections in 2023. And they should not allow themselves to be taken for a ride yet again. Chamisa is a liar. He is corrupt, incompetent. He and his MDC colleagues were elected by the people of Zimbabwe these last 25 years to implement the democratic reforms to stop Zanu PF rigging the elections. They have failed to implement even one token reform. And to hide their failure, they changed the tune. Now they claim they can win rigged elections. And since the 2008-2013 GNU debacle, they've pursued that line. How long are we going to allow these people to con us into doing foolish things? SADC and the AU election observers condemned Zimbabwe's 2023 elections as flawed and illegal. That must form the basis of our demand for meaningful democratic reforms before the next elections. Mnangagwa is counting on the opposition conning people to participate in another flawed elections. He needs that to get political legitimacy. Chamisa is back to give him that political legitimacy. We must be aware of what Chamisa is up to and make sure that he doesn't do it. It will be unforgivable if Zimbabweans participate in the 2028 elections on the basis of yet another idiotic lie by Chamisa, only for him to turn around and admit that Zanu PF rigged the elections. We, the people of Zimbabwe, must be smart enough to realize that Chamisa is no longer fighting in the people's corner. Chamisa and his MDC friends are Zanu PF Team B in all but name. They've been playing for Zanu PF Team A to win and for Zanu PF Team A to have political legitimacy. And we should be smart enough to see that by now. Chamisa and company have been on the political stage for the last 25 years. They have not implemented even one token reform in that period. And they've been participating in flawed elections, claiming they are going to win rigged elections. We really need to open our eyes. Zimbabwe cannot afford to have another flawed election only to perpetuate the Zanu PF dictatorship. And yet that is exactly where we are heading. Chamisa is back. But ask yourself, bet to do what? con Zimbabweans to participate in yet another flawed election in 2028? Think about it. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.